to my review for Transformers Powercore Combiner Smolder with Chopster Minicon. You all should know the formula by now. I'm going to take a look at Chopster first off. We'll start off with the two modes that are compatible with Smolder's vehicle mode. Then we'll take a look at Smolder himself. But anyway, here's Chopster in robot mode. A very, very cool little robot mode. Definitely my second favorite of the three Powercore Combiners I have in terms of robot mode. Really, really like the robot mode on this guy. I don't like it as much as I like Backwind's robot mode, but this guy still is a fairly nice looking little robot. Very, very cool. I really, really like the color scheme on this guy. I've always really liked the translucent plastic that they've cast the Powercore Combiner Minicons in, particularly this guy. I think that the kind of amberish orange, the black, and this lighter shade of orange all mesh really, really well. It's just a really, really neat looking little robot. He does have a very, very nice face sculpt. This is definitely my favorite face sculpt of the Powercore Combiner Minicons I have. It kind of looks like one of those night vision scope things that the military uses. You can't really see it just because it is so tiny, but he does have a very, very nicely molded face. Very, very cool. For posability on this guy, there's not as much on him as some of the other Powercore Combiner Minicons. His head doesn't rotate, but that's to be expected with a Minicon. He does have ball-jointed shoulders, so his shoulders can rotate 360 degrees and go in and out. He has no elbow joints, which is a bit of a shame, but oh, what are you going to do? He does have ball-jointed hips, so they go in and out and forward and back, and his knees bend, and that's about it as far as posability goes. So like I said, not as posable as some of the Powercore Minicons, but you can still get some poses out of him. Just for a real quick little comparison, here he is next to Backwind. So you can see he's a little bit taller, but not by much. Very, very cool. Now to take him to his vehicle compatible mode, it's very simple. Basically, you want to fold the legs in half. Like we do with a lot of the Powercore Minicons. Then what you want to do is you want to take his arms, you kind of want to put them on top of the legs near these raised bits to kind of make them lock in flush with the rest of his body. Then what you want to do is you want to take this piece that was on his back, you want to flip it down like so to kind of form a almost a gun-like piece, but it's actually supposed to be a fire hose, because what you do is you take this post on Smolder here, you take the port on his chest, and then what you want to do is you want to place this on here. It's really, really cool looking. I really, really like this. I really, really like this little mode right here. It was pretty neat in the only appearance it's made in fiction so far. Was that mostly crappy line of cartoons that went along with the Hunt for the Decepticons line. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. I think it was something like Cyber Missions, Cyberverse Missions or something. I don't know. But anyway, it was pretty cool because it actually, instead of water, shot out flames, which I thought was just wicked, wicked awesome, which was really cool. He also did shoot flames out of his hands in robot mode, which is pretty cool. Anyway, now taking a look at Chopster. Here he is, or Smolder. Sorry, I am a little bit tired today. But anyway, taking a little bit look at Smolder. Sorry, like I said, I'm tired today. I don't know what's up with me. Anyway, taking a look at Smolder here. Very, very cool little fire truck mode. I really, really like it. He's not a fire truck per se. He's one of those fire ambulance rescue vehicles, but it's still pretty cool. I really, really like the Decepticon symbol right here, and how it has flames coming off of it, and just very, very nicely detailed for such a tiny figure. You can see there's rivets in these window pieces. He has rivets right here, nicely detailed places right here. Very, very cool. Very nicely detailed front. Just a really, really detailed little figure, especially considering its size. It's really, really cool. But anyway, not much to say about it in terms of features. It does roll fairly well, and that's about it. Now to transform it, like with a lot of the Powercore Combiner figures, it's fairly simple. What you want to do is you want to go down here and you want to flip this panel up, like so. Then what you want to do, I should mention also that the Powercore Combags, the Powercore Combiner pegs are pretty visible, but it really, you do get used to it. I'm probably going to end up painting them black just to make them be a little bit less noticeable, but it's not nearly as bad as it looks in some photos. It is still pretty noticeable, but it's not too bad. Anyway, back to transformation. Then you want to split this whole assembly. Flip his arms down. There we go. Then what you want to do is you want to go up here. You want to split this whole assembly, like so. And it is pretty tight, so do be careful with it. Anyway, then you want to flip this whole assembly down. Then you want to flip the front piece down and then flip out these pegs like so. Do the same on this side. Flip that down. Flip this out. Bend this all the way up. Like so. Then what you want to do is you want to take these pieces, you'll lift them up, and what's kind of neat is the siren lights will actually automatically raise up, which I think is kind of neat. Then just position his shoulders so that they're proportional with the rest of his body. And there you have Smolder in robot mode. And pretty cool. I think he might have the best robot mode out of the 3 Powercore Combiner figures I have. Although, granted, I really do like Huffer's robot mode, but I think this guy beats him out just very, very slightly. It's very, very neat, very bulky looking, definitely very menacing looking. Looks like a thug that could beat you up very, very easily. Just a really cool looking little robot mode. Very nice. Anyway, for posability, his head is on a ball joint. I do like his head sculpt. My only real complaint about it is I think it's just a little bit too small for his body, and really not by much, but I do think that if they had made that head just a tiny, tiny bit bigger, it would have been a little bit more proportional with his body, but it doesn't look nearly as bad as some figures where they've done disproportionate heads. Take for instance, the Club exclusive punch counterpunch. That thing just had a ridiculously tiny head. But anyway, as I was saying, his head is on a ball joint. It's a little bit limited just due to the sculpt, but you still can get some pretty emotive poses out of it, which is nice. He does have a hinge here on his shoulder just due to transformation. His arms do rotate 360. They're a little bit hindered by these back panels and just the way that this back shoulder piece is designed, but you still can get some poses out of it. It does go in and out right here, again, just due to transformation. He does have a hinge here up at the elbow, and then he has a ball joint at the elbow proper. No wrist articulation, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well, what are you going to do? He does have hips that go in and out, forward and back. He has knees that bend. Again, his knees are set pretty low, which is one of my main complaints with the Powercore Combiner Commander figures, is that they set the knees really, really low on these guys, and I'm not really sure what was up with that. But anyway, his feet do go up and down. So you can get some poses out of this guy, which is nice. You can't get as much poses out of him as, say Powercore Searchlight, but you still can get some pretty nice poses out of this guy, which is pretty neat. Now for Chopster's robot weapon mode, you will notice that his name is extremely appropriate, because what you want to do is you want to flip these arms up, and then you want to take his legs, and then you want to rotate them around like so, and then kind of get his heels to rest on his chest, like so. Now the legs do like to pop off on Chopster, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, do the same on this side. Flip out the knee, rotate it around, then fold it up, and then fold down Chopster's arms, and as you can see, he turns into an axe, which I think is very awesome. This is definitely my favorite out of the weapon modes of the figures that I have in the Powercore line. I think this is just really, really awesome. I think it might be my actual favorite Powercore Combiner weapon mode, just barely beating out that I think it was Skyhammer. I can't remember his Minicon's name, but he actually turned it into an actual working gun, which I think was neat. But I really, really like this guy's robot mode weapon. I think it's really awesome. And he can hold Chopster fairly well. You can also get him to hold it double-handed. It is a little bit tricky, so I'm not going to show it off on camera, but you can get him to hold Chopster double-handed if you really, really work with it. And now to take Smolder to his Powercore Combiner Commander Torso mode, what you want to do is you want to rotate these around, and then kind of fold everything up together, and then flip this little Powercore Combiner peg down. I usually leave these pieces out to the side. You can, if you want, flip them down, but I usually leave them out to the side. But anyway, do the same on this side. Flip that up, flip this around like so. Then what you want to do is you want to take this piece, and it can be a little bit tricky because it is fairly stuck in there. There we go. You want to flip this chest panel forward. Then what you want to do is you want to rotate this around to reveal his Combiner mode head. And it is a pretty neat little Combiner mode head. It vaguely resembles Fireman's mask, which I think is really, really neat. It is sadly kind of stuck at a permanent angle just due to the way that this is sculpted. This actually should go down just a little bit more. But oh well. Yeah, it should go down just a little bit more, but it is a bit of a shame that it is kind of always going to be at an angle, which I think is a bit of a shame, but oh, what are you going to do? Anyway, then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and flip these pieces up, like so. There's no mechanism to actually hide the arms, which is a bit of a shame, but it's not really that noticeable when you get them into Powercore mode, because then you want to flip these pieces out, and then you want to rotate his shoulders up and around to kind of give him very, very bulky shoulders. And they have them in torso mode. And again, I don't have any limbs to combine them with. I'll probably do an update video showing off what all these Powercore Combiner limb, Commander torso modes look like with limbs, but this guy's pretty cool looking. I think he's the weakest of the three figures that I have when it comes to torso mode, but it's not bad looking. And again, I really, really do like the head sculpt for the Combiner mode. And again, you can, if you want, flip up this piece. You can actually, basically, the instructions tell you basically to just put the Combiner mode kind of like this and have it with his arms out like this, kind of as the armor mode. I think that personally looks stupid, but you can, if you want, place it on him. I'm not going to get this peg out because this peg is really, really tight. I'm not really sure why it's acting so tight today, but oh well. Anyway, so there you have a look at his torso mode. So like I said, I definitely think that he, of the three Powercore Combiner figures I own, has the weakest torso mode. But anyway, I'll go ahead and transform him back into his regular robot mode real quick. Just flip that down, flip this around, flip those out, flip down the foot, like so. Get this forward, rotate it around, flip down the hands and arms, rotate the shoulders around, flip down the arm, and then fold these down, and there you have him back in his robot mode. We'll go ahead and turn Chopster back into his robot mode real quick, like so, and there you have the two of them back in their regular robot modes. So for some real quick size comparisons, first off, here he is for standard size comparison next to Bumblebee. He's a little bit taller just because of the bulky shoulders than the average Powercore Combiner figure, but still in between a Scout and a Deluxe class size. He's really neither a Scout nor a Deluxe in terms of scale, but I've always really liked the scale of the Powercore Combiners. I think it's a very nice little scale. And also, here he is next to Powercore Combiner's Huffer. So you can see, like I was saying, he's a little bit taller just because of the bulky shoulders, but still about an average Powercore Combiner size at the head. And also, since I promised I would in my Searchlight review, here he is next to Powercore Combiner Searchlight. So you can see he's actually at the head just a tiny bit taller than Searchlight. Not by much, but he is just a little bit taller than Searchlight. So yeah, overall, I think if you're going to hunt down one of the initial Powercore Combiner waves, definitely hunt down Huffer. I think Huffer out of the lot is definitely the best of the first wave. But this guy, I think is really, really cool. I think he's my second favorite overall of the Powercore Combiner Wave 1 figures. Although, granted, I really, really do like Searchlight, but I think that he definitely is the second best. So there you go, my look at Transformers Powercore Combiner Smolder with Chopster. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.